I don't even want to spend any time in the studio today. I just want to get outside and run this thing.
Cue the intro!
Welcome back to the Scale Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. It's week 4 of the Traxxas OMG63 Monthly Mayhem Challenge, and we're taking this beauty to hopefully beyond 60 miles an hour. If you're not familiar with Monthly Mayhem, it's where Josh from Harley Designs and myself from Scale Builders Guild take an existing RC and make it do something it wasn't necessarily intended to do. And in this challenge, we're taking the Traxxas G63 TRX6 and making them into speedrun cars. In the previous week, week 3, I was able to get this truck up to a maximum top speed of 57 miles per hour on 3S, I might add. Josh had to go to 4S to get to that 57, and I think it's all about aero. And one of the things I've done this week is get rid of that big air dam up front, and I've allowed a lot more air to travel through the vehicle. What we're doing now is a more Formula 1 inspired front aero kit. Allows the air to flow directly underneath the truck. And you're thinking, that's not gonna be good. All that turbulent air under there is what you were trying to get rid of. Yes, that's true. But I've done a few other things since then, not just cosmetic changes, but actual aero changes to make this car even more aerodynamic than it was. And it's still probably not the most aerodynamic truck in the whole world, but I've definitely made some better decisions about how to make that air move. And I'm hoping that this is going to work. I haven't done any actual real world testing yet with the truck in this configuration. That's for later today when the sun comes down a little bit and it's not so bloody hot outside. We're going to get this thing moving. So very quickly, some of the changes I've made, of course, whole new front wing design. I think this is actually going to work really, really well. There's a lot less surface area for air to just kind of get pushed around by. Now it just flows quite nicely. I've also added a lot of these really cool little bits and pieces of 3D printed teal to give this whole truck a new look. These wheel rings, I think, really add a lot to the vehicle's looks. This extra little bit of aero here on the barge boards to help kind of draw your eye to that piece there. Even on the rear diffuser, I've added a few little wing tips as well to kind of help distribute that air and to just make it flow a little bit better. One of the things I wanted to really focus on this week was getting rid of that kind of eyebrow thing on the roof line. That thing was just an air grabber for sure. And because there are holes already pre-cut in the body, I had to come up with something. And these flat splitter style fins I thought would be a great idea to help move that air around the top of the truck and not be so turbulent with that whole eyebrow thing. So that's what those are all about. I do have another design that is printing right now, actually, and that will come into play for the final week. And finally, a couple of other things on the bottom of the truck, which I think are kind of key to this whole thing. There is a lot less room for air to get turbulent now. There is this big, huge sort of ground effect style thing, and very coarsely printed. I just wanted to print it quickly to see if this was even going to be a thing, and I think it is. It doesn't look like much from this side, but when you turn it this way, you can actually see, and it's sort of hard to see on this camera here, but this is actually quite aerodynamically designed to help channel the air through and spit it out the back. I just wanted to see if this was even going to work, if this is a thing. And yeah, just a quick sort of test bed for future weeks, or future week. I should mention that this is not the extent of the aero work that I'll be doing. I was watching Josh's Friday night live stream where he was doing a lot more work to the truck, and he's done an amazing job. It looks fantastic on the underside. He's done a really great job of cleaning up that truck, and I think he's going to see some gains this week for sure. Gearing is definitely an important element to this truck, but aero I think is even more important at this point. If Josh's findings are true, we're sort of hitting a wall in terms of how fast this truck can go. regardless of his gearing, he was only able to get it up to 57 miles an hour. And we did extensive tests to make sure that it wasn't a failure in the Traxxas Link app. Those were the actual speeds. So there's something else at work here, and it's definitely aero. One of the major changes that I'm not going to talk a lot about today, but one of the things I'll be doing for the final week is cleaning up this back end. This pickup truck style bed is really causing a lot of air to just get trapped in there, and it's actually creating drag. We got to eliminate that. And I've got some pretty interesting ideas about how I think that's going to be achieved. But I think they're going to work. One final thing, to grab a few more style points, and I think that this might come into play as Josh is struggling to get past 57. Presumably I will have that same struggle today. Get on the struggle bus! One of the things I wanted to do, aside from all the teal printing, which I think looks pretty cool and will play into the whole theme that I'm going to reveal in the final week, I added 2 strips of titanium. These are just some very 1/4 of a millimeter thick strips of titanium on both sides of the barge boards, because that's the lowest part of the truck. And what I'm trying to do there is to create some F1 style sparks. We'll see if it works. I'm kind of keen to see if this actually will spark and if we're going fast enough to get any sparks off of it. I think we are, if I'm honest, but we'll see. Yeah, so there we go. That's it cosmetically. A few more aero changes. I'm really hoping that that new under tray is going to work. One other thing I did do that should be mentioned is I'm now using the Bauhaus RC low CG battery tray combo for the Traxxas TRX4. It is a brand new piece. They used to 3D print these out of some very strong material. Now they're injection molded. This piece is really, really great. You can see it right there. It's awesome and brings the whole battery down substantially in the chassis, which is exactly what you want for this truck. And especially with the speed you're going, the further you can get that weight down lower, the better. So nice to have that piece in there. Thanks very much to the Bauhaus guys for sending that my way. And finally, you might have noticed this right away. There is a camera on the front of this truck now. This is the run cam. It's a little like action camera. I printed up a mount for it so it sits perfectly on the chassis, but also more importantly, you can see straight out of the cutout Mercedes logo on the front of the truck. I think it'd be a nice kind of thing to cut to, you know, not for any performance boost or anything really other than entertainment value. Sometimes you need to entertain. Anyhow, that's about it in terms of plans. There's some graphics coming and a few things that I'll be doing to kind of gussy it up a little bit and get it ready for a night out on the town. But mechanically, I think this is basically where it's going to be. 4S for this week and probably 6S to melt that motor in the final week, just to see how fast we can get it to go, if it'll even help. So there we go. Feeling pretty good about this and definitely enjoying this process. If you've been following along, you can definitely tell how excited I am by this project and how well it's going for me. Totally out of character, if I'm honest. I wasn't expecting that at all. And to have so much success with something that usually I'm not really that good at is feeling pretty good. Humble, of course. Humbled till the very end, because you never know what Josh is going to be able to squeak out. Those 3 miles per hour for those style points are really going to come into play, I think. And I hope people like the look of this truck. It's definitely a bit different, but it makes sense when you know what I'm going for, and you'll see more of that in the final week. Josh has already polled a lot of his viewers for what sort of slogan should go on there to somehow make fun of me in some way. And if you do have any other ideas of how I can mock Josh or make fun of Josh in some way, by all means put a comment down below. And if you're liking this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get updates anytime there's a new video from the Scale Builders Guild. So there we go, that's where the truck sits for this week. We will be running 4S. Let's stop wasting time in the studio and get out there. All right, we're out at our spot again. Car's looking pretty good. just think it looks so neat. Let's get right to it. We're gonna start on 3S just to get a couple of runs down. See if this aero has kept everything where it was. It's probably a good place to start anyway. So let's do it. All right, so cracked the front spoiler off again. I'm pretty good at this part of it now. Let's see what we can get out of it on 4S. 54 on 3S, not even really trying to go much faster than that, so. All right, we got all the 4S batteries in there. I'm a bit nervous. This is a lot more battery. We're just gonna have to see how it goes. So let's do it. Oh dear. Oh no. Oops. Oh man. Yeah, I think that was faster, but the darn thing wasn't recording the speed. So we'll never know. It felt way faster. Like scary fast. This is probably why I decided to do a little tumble-wumble. I think I broke it. I think I broke it real bad. That doesn't look normal. Like this whole axle sitting up off the ground, that's not good. Oh dear. Oh, the battery, I know the battery came unplugged when I did that. Oh dear, oh dear. We should take a look though. Look at the poor rear diffuser. Ooh. Oh no. Oh no. Wow, that's broken. That's broken real bad. Holy hell. The frame is going in a different direction here, which I think is why this axle decides it doesn't need to be on the ground anymore. Holy cow. The battery just flew out. Thankfully, it's not damaged in any way. I did bring a fire extinguisher just in case something like this might happen. Holy shit. We should probably go back to the studio. Dang it. That last one was definitely faster than 57. It was flying, quite literally. And then got a little out of control and definitely overturned and slid quite aggressively into a curb. Man, that's unfortunate. This might be the end. I don't know if I'll be able to fix this frame bend. Oh man. Just one more look at it. Yeah, it's not supposed to go that direction. Especially in the back. Oh man.